Yeah,
Okay.
but we starting with one video that I feel like send.
Okay, no.
Video definitely I will bring you through.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, that's.
In Liberia, thousands of students are eager to learn, grow, and connect with the world. Yet access to reliable internet remains a major barrier. The SchoolNet program by Signal Technology is changing that. Through a powerful blend of fiber and satellite internet, mesh Wi-Fi, and cloud-managed infrastructure, we are delivering affordable, high-speed connectivity to campuses across the country, ensuring no Liberian student is left offline. From Ricks Institute to Nima University, Phoebe College of Health Sciences, and now the University of Liberia College of Engineering Fender campus, Signal Technologies SchoolNet is ensuring a new era of digital learning. Students can now research, attend virtual classes, collaborate globally, and unlock opportunity once out of reach. This is more than just internet access. It is a movement to bridge Liberia's digital divide, empower education, and connect the next generation of leaders. SchoolNet is here. The future is digital, and it starts right now.
$2.50, and looking at what we consume daily as students is costly. And looking at the affordable price for this is in the right manner. And I want to appreciate the team for the level of service to the University of Liberia, especially the Engineering College.
Today I am student Comfort Collins from the Electrical Department of the Engineering College here on the UR campus. And today we witnessed the signing ceremony between the University of Liberia and Signal Technologies.
I'm Ebenezer Debbie Colon from the Electrical Engineering Department, FENA. Well, I want to be grateful to Signal Technology SchoolNet program, who have developed our engineering department to another level when it comes to the landscape of stellary. So I'm so grateful for that, and I want to commend them for this unique project.
Data, but Signal Technology have made it easy for us to the extent that we can afford $2,000 per month and browse unlimitedly. So I want to say a big thanks to Signal for this program. It's very welcoming, very affordable. If you want science building, if you want internet, if you want agriculture building on internet, come at the engineering department and purchase your PIN, and you'll be connected. Thank you to Signal for this great opportunity. $2.50, I see you there.
We have launched today, and this is very important in ensuring that we bridge the digital divide in learning institutions so that students can have access to the internet, and it is very important for learning. So we are here to support technology in Liberia.
The Signal Technologies SchoolNet program launched its pilot phase about 4 months ago here at the University of Liberia. Since then, we have served over 5,000 students during the test phase. We've had over 100 students a day that have been testing the system. Today, we are proud to launch this system at the University of Liberia Fender campus, the Department of Engineering, and we're glad that we can be part of this new era in digital education.
I'm not hearing you. We're not hearing you. Unmute yourself.
All right, I tell you. So with that said, we'd like to say so many thanks to Signal Technology. It just launched the program right there at the University of Liberia Engineering Department. Dr. Richardson, welcome. Your guest is here, seated. Tell you, Felix, old
Thank
Lawrence
you.
III.
Thank you. It's good to see
so I can bring him through. But it's good to see you, Doc, and it's good to be back on Spoon Talk Business.
Yes.
Program
So
the program.
yes, you are watching Spoon Talk Business. We'd like to welcome all of you. If you have a business, no matter which part of the world you are located, you can come in and speak to me or speak to Lorena so that we'll be able to support you spreading and promoting your business on Spoon Talk Business. That's why we are here and that's why we're created. So is you said you had Felix in the background. I'm
Yep.
excited for this new venture that he's introduced to the Liberian people, and Felix is going to be here talking about this new venture, which I think is so beneficial to our students, to Liberians, and to Liberia as a whole. So I love to hear what he has to tell us, what he's been doing, and I can't wait. So yes,
There he is, Felix.
hi Phyllis, you're in Liberia. You left me on this side of the world.
Good day, Dr. Richardson. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on, Lorraine.
Yeah,
Thank you for
welcome.
having me on Spawn Network. Appreciate it.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Well, it's great to have you. This is Phyllis Lawrence, the CEO for Signa Technology. I want you to remember that organization, Signa Technology. And he's here today to tell us some of the wonderful things that he's been doing. I saw the video, and you also saw the video. But we want him to kind of explain to us, tell us. I'm excited, Phyllis. So can you just tell us a little bit, about Signal Technology? Then we're going to branch off into the SchoolNet program.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dr. Richardson. I'm back on Spawn. I've been gone for a little bit, but
You muted, Lorraine, when you left. Phyllis got muted. We can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. I'm sorry, Lorena, when you left.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes.
Okay, I might have to unmute my.
No, you're okay.
Okay, I'm good. All right.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, Dr. Richardson, I haven't been on Spawn for a little while. However, I had to come back with something, worth talking about. And Signal Technology is an impact company. We are in Liberia. We do what we do because we believe we have something to contribute to our country. That is first and foremost. We have wonderful people that work as part of our team. All these people are driven by one mantra: Liberia first, and that's what drives us in what we do. So we consider ourselves again as an impact company. Impact company means that the things that we do, we don't just go in just for profit. We tend to want to make a change, and that's what we're doing. And that's what the SchoolNet program is about. It's affordable, it's scalable, it's a model that we can take and put in various different sectors. And some of the things I want to talk about tonight in Liberia, and I'm excited about it. Because it took us about a little over 9 months, but it was all worth it.
Yes.
So yes.
So I mean, I don't mean to brag about your organization, but I know that you have made significant efforts in trying to make sure that we bridge this digital divide. A lot of times, Liberia kind of have lag behind just getting on the internet, the phone system. That sometimes we see some trouble with that, but you are making sure. One of the things that I like Signal Technology about is that you go about, you do your research, you find out the needs of Liberia, and you brainstorm to see how can we, as Liberians or other people invited to help us, fix this. And that's what you are doing in Liberia, and that's what I like about your company. So you are talking about, and I'm excited video about this program that you launched on Fendel campus. I saw many of the students talk about the partnership that you have with the university. So can you speak to that a little bit? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So our SchoolNet project is nothing new. I've actually spoke about it on Spawn some time back on other shows. It's our say that again.
We say yes. We agree. We agree with you.
Yeah, it's one of our champion initiatives or efforts that we have, and we are very proud of it.
Mhm.
There's a few stats that kind of really bother us. We work with organizations that, business model is just this: internet for schools. There are organizations out there. UNICEF has a very big wing that has the Giga Project.
Mhm.
And that's all they do is provide internet for schools, and their whole mission in life, what can I say, in life, or in their whole goal is to
Mhm.
provide internet for every school on earth.
Mhm.
Okay, those are some of the organizations that we partner with, and those are some of the people that we talk to all the time. And eventually they're going to come to Liberia. However, we started the SchoolNet project back in 2003 after we saw that as we started our company in 2021. Myself and a couple of the founding members of Signal Technology, Mr. Peter Roberts, Dr. Anthony McCready, and others, where we started brainstorming on Signal Technology. And part of what we taught, about doing is to actually make this company an impact company. Okay, just some stats. I always like to put things into perspective. Okay, we have 1 in 3 people in the world that don't have access to internet. Okay, I always mention this: 1.3 billion of those people are children. Okay, as estimated half of the schools in the world remain offline, and that's according to Giga, the UNICEF Giga program. If you actually if you Google Giga, they have a map that actually maps every school on Earth that has internet and don't have internet.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
and they will show you if you screw down, if you drill down into Liberia on the map, you will see there's a significant amount of schools in Liberia that's already been offline, and these are institutions that actually educate our future leaders, our future government, superintendents, senators, lawmakers, you just name them, and those people need to be well informed, and that's why we take this very seriously in what we do as far as for the school nets. Without access to internet, children miss the chance to learn and flourish in an increasingly digital world. I don't know about you, Dr. Richardson, but everything is digital nowadays. Okay,
Absolutely.
everything is digital. Schools
Yeah.
is digital. Homework is digital.
Mhm.
Wyatt that a student take. The last time I was talking to my little nephew and my niece, and they were going to take the Wyatt, and everything they were studying was online. They were asking me for money to buy data on their phone so they can, access the material.
Yes,
So this is very crucial. And that's why we take this very seriously.
it is. And I'm happy that you are taking this very seriously. I'm happy that you are concerned about our students being digitally exposed to the rest of the world, and that they can find comfort in doing the lesson, doing the wired, and studying all of those things online. But I'm so impressed when I saw the video with the partnership that you have developed with Fendel University of Liberia campus. Okay. I see that you have developed a partnership with the Liberia College of Engineering. Can you just tell us about that program a little bit about what you did for the student? Because I saw those students bragging, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's powerful to me. I'm in the academic field. I
Mm-hmm.
teach, and like you rightfully said, I'm home because of the ability to be able to teach online this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And through
Mm-hmm.
your instrumentality, bringing the whole technology to Liberia, one day professors can have the choice, or students can have the choice to either learn online digitally, or go to class. That's the choices that the rest of the world they're offering to the students and their staff members.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm happy that you're doing this. But tell me, I'm really, really impressed with what you are doing with the school of the College of Engineering at
Mm-hmm.
Liberia. Yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
tell me. So, what did you offer them, or what did Signal Technology offer? Not you, but Signal Technology.
Yeah. So like I just mentioned, our SchoolNet project is not just, it's something that's been around, like I said, since 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We have numerous schools that have been part of this project, and we have brought a school online. Some of them have exited the project, okay, and handled their network on their own, which is great. That is what we're all about. At one time, we had 15 schools of higher learning
Mm-hmm.
as part of this project. And what we have, the University of Liberia is a very big entity. It's a very large, very large organization.
Yeah.
So what we did is we started talking to one of their department, the
Mm-hmm.
College of Engineer
Yeah.
at the UL,
Mm-hmm.
and we started this discussion about a little over 9 months ago. How they could benefit from our SchoolNet project.
Mm-hmm.
We did some studies um, to kind of gauge how much university students pay for internet here in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And what we saw was somewhere around, I say a month, anywhere from $15 to $20 on average a month.
Wow.
Which is very expensive. I mean, remember that most of these students are not in school. I mean, I'm sorry, they're not
What?
working.
Yeah.
They have zero income. They're dependent on family to take them through college and through the university, and so it's very difficult for them. However, like I just mentioned, everything is digital now, so for most of them, it's not an option.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle for a lot of them. So what we've been doing with other schools in the University of Liberia College of Engineering Fender campus is the biggest that we've done so far, and that's why I'm here kind of talking about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody
Um,
asked if we could just put the camera up a little bit on you. So your camera got you very low.
okay.
Okay. So I don't know if
What am I not doing?
no, it's lower. Yes. Perfect.
Oh,
A little bit
okay.
higher up. Yes. A little bit high up.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
The camera is not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, people are just they pay attention to that, and I'm thankful for
Yeah.
their feedback to us.
I apologize. I want to bring my chair up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's
I
better. That's
intentionally put the chair there, so
yeah,
I apologize.
yes, yes, that's
Yeah.
good. They really want to do that. Suggests to me that they're very much interested in what you have to say. They're looking at
Yeah.
you, paying attention. So thank you, slow motion, for bringing that to our attention. And so I'm hearing you say two things: that the SchoolNet program has been around for a very long time, which is good. You have been very successful in helping other schools in the country. So if you're a school out there and your students are not online yet, again, if you are exploring bridging this digital divide between your student and the rest of the world, Signal Technology is the place to contact. Okay, it's the organization to contact. So I find it amazing. I'll tell you. So I was in Liberia a couple of years ago doing a research. I think I was on. I'm not going to call the university's name, and I got the asked to teach a class, and I was like, okay, I'm flexible like that. So I was teaching a class, and as I was asking students the question, they were googling the answer on their phone. Okay, which suggests to me, like what you're saying. I was like, I wonder how much are they paying for data on their phone. So you are saying 15 to at least $20 a month that
Hmm.
these students or more, they're used to paying for data, right?
Hmm.
And so by joining the program that you offer, that Signal Technology is offering, they can get Wi-Fi for how much do they pay for? Instead of paying this $15 a month, they can get it for how much with your company?
So they can get it for $2.50.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
and I think that's like maybe about 500 Liberian dollar a month, but then that's for unlimited internet
Wow.
while you're on campus.
Wow. So they
Yeah.
can be unlimited. That means they can be on camp. You have to be on the campus. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So unfortunately, this doesn't, due to the limitation that we have for the Wi-Fi, This just extend to the campus. It's more of a campus Wi-Fi thing, and that's what I'm going to talk about later as far as the scalability of this thing. You know what we need as far as the scalability, where it follows the students home. You know, so I'm going to talk about that later. Yes, but yes.
But so currently they can go if you anywhere on campus, or do you have to be in a certain hall on campus or a certain area? So it appears to me they can use this on campus while they're there. You just want to, do your homework or your assignment or browse the internet. You can do that on campus for only $2.50 compared to, spending $15 to $20 on data, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to understand. Most of these university students spend a significant amount of time on campus.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for most of them, they spend almost all day, and then they have most of them that actually live on campus in boarding school. Okay. So for most of them, they're actually home, or they spend the entire day on campus. And even right now, the University of Liberia is College of Engineering is actually on summer camp, summer school, but we still have almost 300 to 500 students right now that's using the system.
Well, I know if you're going to be an engineer, medicine, or any other significant major, I expect you to be on campus because I want good engineers. So when you come to build my house or build the road or something, whatever the last law. So that's good. So $250 per month. Versus just imagine thinking about the other amount, $15 to $20 a month that you'd be able to spend. Lorena, did you have a question you want to come in?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask how does he make his money? If he's giving the amount that cheaply. Because for me, if I buy my network provider, if I buy $5 scratch card, is for they say it's for a week, but it doesn't go for 5 days. So I'm asking him if he's saying that amount for a whole month. Then is it because of the students, or can I get Signal Technology in my home and pay that? How do you make profit?
So this is exclusively for students, by the way. This is more of a corporate social responsibility kind of stuff that we're doing, and it's exclusively for students. However, this model can be replicated in other industry and stuff like that.
Colleges.
Well, it's not just the colleges. We actually just brought up Grand Judah University today. We have some guys that went out there. Yeah,
you going to
Kipmount? We are going to UL Kipmount next. That's where we're going next weekend to bring those guys up. But we just did Grand Judah University today.
Yeah,
I have really, really great guys that are there right now working in the field, and they just brought it up just this morning.
I'm always looking for my Kipmount anyway. But I actually, speaking about that, and we can talk this offline. There's a group of people that I need you to come and speak to. But Lorena, you asked a wonderful question. I was just going to say, I expect Philip can't tell his secret about how you're making your money on either Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola don't tell their secret about how they put their formula, they put in their Coca-Cola. So I can see why he would kind of answer that question. Interesting.
Yeah. No. I plan to say more about it. So ultimately, like I mentioned earlier, this is about the impact that we make. This is about democratizing access to digital resources. Okay, for these students. Okay, who are the future drivers of Liberia innovation and economy. So we look at this, and then it's all about the volume. Right. I mentioned one time in one of your show that usually we go around and we try to get 1 or 2 customers here and there. Okay. But when you get a school, you're getting anywhere from 500 to 1,000 customers, especially for University of Fender campus, because of the volume. We're talking about anywhere from 3,000-5,000 students when they are in active session, which is going to be in August when they come back. So that's what we kind of leverage. But mainly it's about democratizing, where we give everybody access to the resources that the internet brings. So, unfortunately, we don't get that when we connect one home. You get maybe 5 people. So that's the trick to the game. Yeah, it's one of our corporate social responsibility to Liberia and to what we do is as part of being an impact company.
And I actually love it because you kind of making uh the Liberian College of Engineering very similar to what colleges. If you go to any college campus around here, you probably
Mhm,
can sign on to the internet system. I mean, they
mhm,
have guests signing and regular students signing and faculty
mhm,
signing, all of those levels. So you
mhm,
are just bringing the College of Engineering at UL to another level. You just bring them bring them to up to par to what other places are doing. So I appreciate that. But one of the things that I was also much very appreciative was staff can be a part of this get into Wi-Fi services too, right?
Yeah, so we don't like to kind of trout that, but
Okay.
as part of this program, and this might be for other institutions that might be considering this. As part of this program, we actually provide complimentary service to the staff. So we give them a certain amount of pins, but it's not part of the negotiation. It's not this for that or tit for that. That's not what it's about.
That's
It's
complimentary.
just
So, okay, staff, don't expect that now. Okay,
yeah.
not part of the contract. This is out of the goodness of his heart, and
The
depending
business.
on the level of contract that. But
Hmm.
I'm pleased that you have that options, that
Hmm.
option that you can provide to staff.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think this is a big deal for me. I hope other colleges follow through. I hope other schools come and join the University of Liberia and just digitize, democratize
Hmm.
the internet services in Liberia. Make it available to all. $2.50.
Hmm.
That's very good. That is very, very good. So let's talk about the SchoolNet model a little bit in terms of the scalability, because you're talking, and I understand what you said about the scalability. People use that in this part of the world. Is the example that I give. If you go on a university campus, you will be able to have access to the internet. So my account is scaled down. I can't use the university internet system.
Hmm.
I mean, I can use it because I'm faculty and they kind of provide, but but it is scaled down. The scalability of it is scaled down, and that's what you wanted to talk to. I wanted you to expand on that, and there's a reason. It's sustainable.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
sustainable, and that's why we have to do that. So tell us a little bit about how the scalability of the internet program in Liberia.
So it's like a two word that goes together, right?
Mhm.
Scalability and the sustainability. It cannot
Yeah.
do without. So what we do is part of this agreement that we enter into with schools. We Signal Technology we deploy the infrastructure. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we provide ongoing support, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right now, my guys left the University of Liberia last night at 9 p.m. Because we're having problem with the solar, and that's something that we kind of really, uh, uh, you know, champion out there to renewable energy. We want all of these systems to be, solar powered and stuff like that. So usually we have like a switcher where it's like a hybrid system. It goes between LEC. When LEC goes, it switch over to the solar. Okay, so
Okay.
that it's going to
So
have continuous, 24-hour access to this stuff.
that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, so we provide the support. Okay, we cover the maintenance. So the school don't just get Wi-Fi and we just leave. No, we don't do that. We actually provide maintenance. We provide on-site support where there's somebody there, the student has problem. And this thing is it's an ongoing thing. Even though we had 4 months where we did a pilot phase, and a proof of concept, we still run into problems with small problems with solar batteries and switchers and stuff like that. So it's something that we try to perfect over time. But so we're happy with that. The schools is working with us and the students are understanding and stuff like that. But it's always getting better and improving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as part of the fees, the $2.50, the cost for all of this, yeah, yeah, it's absorbed through micro fee subscription. It's kind of a micro fees, and that's why Lauren uh,
referenced earlier. How do you make your money? Well, it's about the volume. You have 3,000 students using your system, then you can go ahead and and provide for certain numbers. So that's why usually this program requires 400 students at the minimum, that we do it for. But we make exceptions. For example, the Grand Jita University I just mentioned have 250 students. No, I think they have like 150 students. And next semester they're going to have 250 students. But however, based on where they are, is crucial. They're all the way in Zredju back there somewhere, So we try to kind of, make accommodation for some of these schools, and just kind of helping the government and our country as a whole. Okay. And this work because it's affordable. There's no upfront cost to the school. We do all the upfront as far as the equipment, the Wi-Fi, the internet, everything. We provided everything free of charge to the schools. And then the service on the back end is when the student pays the fees and stuff like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, your organization because of your knowledge and understanding of how things work in Liberia. I believe to be able to run the company, such as the satellite company or the internet service company that you bring to Liberia, you really have to know about LEC, how LEC works,
Mm-hmm.
So you got to
Mhm.
be wise enough to think about the switching between LEC and the generator.
Mhm.
Some
No,
companies, yeah,
Mm.
some countries don't have that kind of struggle,
Mhm.
so people
Yeah.
may not be knowledgeable, and we're not there yet in Liberia. And this is why it's better. I like talking to our own Liberian owned business so that we can that you can utilize and take all of those things into consideration as you get to
Mhm.
help our Liberian people. So all the students who are listening, if you're on LU campus or if you're on Grand Jita University campus, talk to your friends. A way for you to get caught up and connected to the world is through Signal Technology, and it's only, $2.50. The CEO Felice already did his research. He noticed that you guys, many of you students, were spending $15 to $20, and he brought it all the way down to $2.50. So, Lorena, I'm gonna let you come in. Please come in.
Yes, Doc, I'm here. I heard him talk about all of those, and my question is, I want him to just bring about the, across sectors. What he talked about healthcare, he wants to, I don't
Yes,
know, signal technology, because people might think that signal technology is just, restricted to the university.
Mhm.
University,
absolutely. That's a good point you're making there.
if we'll be going to other sectors, of the
Mhm.
country.
So yes, we do have partnerships with companies out there that actually provide solutions, technological solutions that fits other sectors. Okay, but this model that we talked about with the whole SchoolNet and providing internet at a certain price point, that's very affordable. This is possible in other sectors. Okay, think about it. You have government institutions. Take for example, look at the ministerial complex. For example, how many people works there? This is a solution that we can introduce there. You talk about even the house, where you have hundreds of people that works at foreign ministry, for example. We can provide these solutions there
Mhm.
for them. Because most of these environment people spend a lot of time there. Okay. And one of the things that we do is something called Internet of Things, meaning that where we provide a network service and everything that moves can connect to it.
Okay.
We talk about the online stuff. Now we're going to agriculture, for example. You're talking about uh, trucks moving around, GPS and all that kind of stuff. All of these can be linked to like a network, like we talk about. I don't want to get too technical, but that is my background. Is
Mhm.
is I'm a technocrat. But then you look at VTech, where we
Yeah.
have vocational training in
Mhm.
Liberia.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, the TVET, or yes, the vocational training here in Liberia. We talk about
Mhm.
digital literacy,
Mhm.
online certification.
Mhm.
We post on our Facebook page all the time that there are various institution, recognizable institution, Harvard University, that you can take free courses. You just need an internet connection. Okay, so again, this goes back to the whole democratization. That's a very big word, democratize. Where it's about giving everybody access to this platform, to this knowledge, what the internet brings. Digital literacy, online certification programs that can be scaled for youth through development and stuff like that. So this is what this is about. But again, there's a critical part of this. All of this that I've been speaking about so far has to do with Wi-Fi and wireless Wi-Fi, like everybody know it. But that's a huge part of this, and I think that's what we're going to talk about next, which has to do with GSM.
Yes.
And GSM is a lot more powerful than Wi-Fi, and I'll explain shortly. But this is what this is about as far as providing these services,
Sure.
so that all of these different industry can tap into it.
Sure. And I just gonna make another point as we go into you talking about the GSM companies. I just want to highlight the point that you said this is not only for schools. As you're saying, sitting down, someone who in the healthcare profession, I was thinking, well, wow, something I always wanted to do in Liberia was to have a crisis response hotline, but I can't. My license in the United States, because one of my license in the United States, one is, but because people never had internet to call or to, so I can see people to see, the nature of a crisis. But yes, with satellite technology, that's something that can be done. Or even the shortage of doctors in our country with satellite technology, that's that internet service. That's something that you can do. This is what we're doing over on this side of the world. We are, if I don't know anything, I can just put my phone on in terms of like healthcare now. Like I say, I have a psychotic patient and I'm not understanding the psychosis very well. I can just put my computer on and get another expert who would talk to me about those things. And then I will be able to get consultation and speak to the client. And that's what you're trying to do. We can expand Signet technology to other areas, from school to agriculture to healthcare to the TVET program. So that's what I heard you say. So thank you so much for explaining that. And I hope that the people who are supposed to listen to us are listening to what we're talking about, expanding digital technology into other areas. Let's talk about the role of private GSM networks. Can you tell us a little bit about the private GSM company, cellular company, how they intertwine with satellite technology? I know that's a little touchy of a subject, but still would like to hear a little bit more about it.
So this is going to make me sound a little bit technical, a little bit, and I just thought I threw it in there. We have one limitation here, and the limitation is in the wireless, the Wi-Fi. What a lot of people don't know about wireless, and I'm not talking about your GSM where you're using your cell phone. I'm talking about where you connect to your Wi-Fi, right? And this is all of this medium we just talked about exists on Wi-Fi. We have 100 meters radius limitation. Okay. However, to be able to service large areas, like I talked about earlier, how do we get this service to follow most of the students home? How do we get this price point, $2.50, to extend beyond campuses, beyond clinics, beyond work environment? Okay, we have to tap into GSM. All right, and I don't mean public GSM. Now, people when they say GSM, they think about the big guys right away. No, that's public GSM. Okay, MTN and those guys, that's public GSM. Okay, but there's something called private GSM. Private GSM is a smaller cell, okay, where you use maybe in your community, where you're only covering Banaville, or you only covering, okay. In most part of the world, the regulators allow companies like Signal Technology to do testing and stuff like that, they'll give you free medium and say, do testing, do see if you can, whatever you're trying to bring into Johnsonville, see if you can cover this entire community, and we give you 90 days and you can test it. That's not the case for Liberia. Liberia, before you use, you have to pay. And I'm not talking about small money. I'm talking about something over $100,000. Now, companies like us, we can't afford that, even though our initiative is more of a community service kind of stuff, right? You have district people that, representatives that have talked to me and say, look, I have district out there that is little service. If you ever gotten on the highway and drive from Morovia to Ganta, you would notice there's a lot of places your phone would not work at all. It would not, and maybe you might be able to call, but we're not going to get any data.
Yes, spots.
And God helps you if you break down in those places. Now you got a problem. Okay. So I'm just trying to say, companies like SchoolNet Technology and other wonderful companies here in Liberia, if the regulators will allow us to explore in certain testing GSM spectrum, then we can explore more as far as more coverage and expand these kind of services more. There are free spectrums and stuff like that in other parts of the world that GSM companies, that regulators allows small companies and internet service providers such as Signal to provide servicing, at a discount cost or something like that, because what we're trying to do is to fill this gap, where where we don't have services, certain place we don't have services, certain people are not reached because why? They don't have enough people there. There's not, it doesn't make business sense for some big institutions and stuff like that. And I don't want to call no name, but for us, servicing a campus such as UL Fender for $2,050 for the students, in the College of Engineer is something that we will go after because, hey, we have to fill in the gap, and we understand that's part of our role.
So let me ask you a question. And this is something that I think about when I'm driving through, like you said, from Morovia. I'm often going straight to Ganta, sometimes passing through Ganta. And you're right, I get a lot of dead spots.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I can't call. Nobody can call me. Nobody knows where I am. Luckily, my children do track my phone from on this app, so they always know where I am as a mom. But so if I put an apartment building smack in the middle of, let me say, Wiala, and I want SchoolNet Technology to come with some a satellite system on that building, so all the people who renting from me in that apartment building can be able to get online, right? They'll be able to get Wi-Fi. And then if I say, okay, I'll call you again. I say, SchoolNet Technology, I need to come process a school. I building a school. I want you to come. I'm just saying, I'm not building a school, but I'm just saying, and I'm not building an apartment building either. But I'm just saying, and I want you to come and power this school up for me. Is that something that you can do that is in that wouldn't conflict with the GSM? I'm just asking because we did talk about these dead spots, and those places are some of the dead spots. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that's great because Lorraine just dropped. So no. So what we use is the Wi-Fi, the free spectrum of the Wi-Fi. Okay. And that's what we are licensed to provide. So, and that's what we provide, the services that we provide with SchoolNet and other projects and stuff like that, initiatives and efforts that we support. Now, yes, we can do that. And you mentioned satellite a couple of times. So we have access to the fiber as well.
Okay.
The C-square fiber that was brought in. That is part of the nation backbone. However, we use satellite when the fiber is not available in certain parts, and in most of the part that we service, because we service those hard to reach areas, in these areas usually that lacks service. So that's why we use satellite to kind of fill in the gap. Or with what we have now, in the country, as far as, people want speed in certain part and at a certain price point. Okay. Yeah. And that's what. So some of the places that we provide service to, satellite is the only option. There's no other option. I mean, I've had my guys call me on the phone and say, okay, I'm going to so and so place, but you're not going to hear from me in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because the next 2 hours there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yes, so we are thankful for satellite. We're thankful for all of the great things that the Liberia Telecommunication Authority does as far as in providing that service. So yes, that is something that we can do.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the reason why I ask this question, because I'm just, I'm thinking, if we can have a clinic exposed, a clinic that is not in Monrovia, in one of our on the way to Kanta somewhere. If I can have that clinic have Wi-Fi service, or that school have Wi-Fi service, or that apartment building with Wi-Fi service, then at least to get some kind of connection to healthcare, maybe that they can be able to connect to JFK or to Phoebe Hospital and be aware of what is happening in terms of the healthcare sector, or the children can have some exposure. They would bridge this digital divide with them, if they're in a school setting, and whether they come through the fiber that is going through the country, whether they come by way of the internet, the Wi-Fi system, whatever. But I just wanted to know if that's something that they can do as a get a private satellite company using signal technology.
Yes, we can do that. Interestingly, you just mentioned a company that an entity that we provide internet for. You mentioned JFK, and we actually provide internet to JFK.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a couple of clinics. One of them we actually turned on yesterday.
Awesome.
Metro Health Clinic, I think somewhere in Painesville. We actually turn them off, and we actually provide internet for JFK as well. So yes, we do. We provide internet for Snapper Hill Clinic, for example, up Broad Street. So there's a couple of organizations that we provide internet for. We're just not into schools or stuff like that. So we take healthcare a lot. So there are other healthcare entity out there. If they're calling us, to definitely look. I mean, we got hospitality, we got hotels, that we have, that we provide service for. We got concessions, a lot of mining companies, some logging companies that we provide internet for. And most of the concessions there, they have very minimum, as far as the options that they have. So yes, we provide as well.
And not only in Monrovia, because like you mentioned some of the examples, and I mentioned some that are in Monrovia, but you guys understand the terrain very well. So you do move outside of Monrovia, from what I'm hearing you say. I heard you say something about, you understand the dead spots and how to make those spots alive. That's what some of your goals are. So let's go to, maybe moving forward with the SchoolNet program, the private GSM program. How can they go ahead, Lorena, come in. I know you probably.
I just wanted to ask you, Technocrat Felix, have you tried to give a proposal or work with the national government? I don't want to go to maybe the embassies in Liberia yet. I'm just talking about the government, because the government is the biggest employer when it comes to this country. We have different ministries, and we have the House of Representatives, Senate, the judiciary. So I just wanted to know if you have you tried to be a provider, network provider for government entities?
Yes, we have. Matter of fact, we do. I'm not going to reveal which ministries, unfortunately,
but there are some.
Yeah, there are some. We do provide service for some government institutions.
Prices, or for the government is a little higher?
No, it's we have
just the same flat rate.
That's the interesting thing, though.
Make it tell, sorry. You want me to assassinate that broke comment cheap? I will not do that.
Yeah. So what we are discussing, the price rate, the price point we are discussing here for the SchoolNet is exclusive list for schools.
Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, if you're out there, you're listening, and you think, okay, well, I got a clinic, or I got a shop, or I got my home, and I need this rate. Unfortunately, I cannot provide it to you. This exclusive list for school. There are certain requirements, and we like I said, for this actually was something where we did with the University of Liberia Fender campus for the College of Engineering. It was something that had to get the blessing of the president of the University of Liberia.
Yeah.
It took 9 months of negotiations and testing and all that kind of stuff. This is not one of those things where we're just selling a subscription or something to you quickly. Unfortunately, the schools doesn't operate that way. It's something that has to be proven. We have to do presentation to boards and deans, and you just go up the ladder, and it had to go all the way up to the president of the University of Liberia, and she had to bless it before we could actually sign a contract. So it's a process. It's a little bit different for schools, but with we have our signal231.com. You can go in there.
Okay.
You go on our pricings. We have business to business. We got business to consumer, where we provide internet to homes, to SMEs, and all that kind of stuff. I think you had some questions in the comment, but yeah. So going forward, we're looking into GSM, okay, private GSM. And we are pleading, well, I shouldn't be doing it online, but why not? Where we might get some provisional, license for GSM, where we can test some of these initiatives using GSMs. The interesting thing about GSM, the signal for GSM, I just mentioned we have 100 meters for Wi-Fi. GSM, so you can go as far as 15 to 20 to even 25 miles, depending on the spectrum. Yeah. So that's the difference right here, where we can cover up to 25 miles with the GSM. So yeah.
Okay. So we have about 5 more minutes or less to finalize our program with you here. We've been talking to the CEO for Signal Technology. His name is Mr. Phyllis O. Lawrence. He can be contacted in Monrovia. I know how to get there, but can you tell us a little bit like where the office is, and how can people reach out to you and your company if they needed to? Number one. Number two, we are going to end with this video that he provided to us, because I think all of the students in Liberia need to see how they can connect with Signal Technology. And if you can, in your closing, can you just talk to us a little bit more? I don't know a lot about the history of communication in the United States, but I do know that before, it was a lot of the telephone and the internet services was government control. We kept on saying, I'll go and talk about the internet, the information highway. That was back in the days. You can tell I'm telling how old I am right now. But I want to use the same analogy with Liberia. It would take the relationship with the government and private companies like public and private, in order for us to get good at providing internet services to our people. So I don't think that should be a threatening thing at all. I think that you will welcome that. You strike me as the kind of guy that will welcome this internet, government, public, and private relationship. So can you speak to that in your closing? And again, Lorena just put on the screen, you can go to Boulevard Junction and look for signal231.com. It's at Boulevard Junction in Liberia. So again, want to welcome all of you who are listening to us. Thank you so much for listening to us. It's Spoon Talk Business you're watching. And Phyllis, can you just give us your final thoughts, and then we'll close the show with the video again.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Richardson. So Signal Technology can be, we have an office at SKD Boulevard Junction, adjacent to Connors gas station. Our phone numbers for Orange is 777-888-020. It's pretty simple. For MTN, it is 886-882-200. Again, for Orange, it is 777-888-020. And for MTN, it is 886-882-200. We are located at SKD Boulevard Junction, adjacent the Connex gas station. We what we do, we believe in empowering communities, Dr. Richardson, and transforming lives, entire communities. We believe in giving entire communities avenue to prosper. Okay, Liberia stands at a very critical juncture in its technology leap. And you mentioned, where the history of the internet and the great part of what we're experiencing right now, we had a leap. We didn't have to go through the journey that, other countries went through. We went straight into GSM. And for some of us, that lived through the earlier days where they had landlines and stuff like that. Yeah, we are reaping now in the age that we're in, where we have smartphones that is everything. I mentioned where the phone is your bank, is your shopping. You can shop on your phone. You can order something from China, and in 2 weeks it will be at your doorstep. So we stand at a very critical junction. And we're just trying to give people access to this thing. There's this new era, and that's a whole different thing that's going on right now with the AI.
Yes.
All of these things live online. They live in the cloud, like they call it. They live on the internet. So if you need to have access to that to be able to explore these different, these opportunities, these technologies, all of these great things. Somebody once said, knowledge is power. And if the internet is knowledge, then the internet is power. So there's a lot of bad things that go on there as well. I'm not naive, we can't be naive about that, but let's just talk about the good things right now and the positive things. Musicians can get exposure, talents can get display, and students, can learn. So that's about all I have today. And I thank you guys for having us. So on behalf of myself and the Signal Technology team and all of our great employees, our great, investors and board members, advisors, and all those great people that is behind us. We thank you for having us today. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. You've been talking to and listening to the voice of Mr. Phyllis O. Lawrence from SchoolNet Technology. He is the CEO. Students, if you're out there at the Liberian College of Engineering or any other college for that matter, please feel free to contact him. He's going to democratize digital services for us. So thank you so much. It was wonderful. I hope to see you again. Come back and tell us some good news. There's a lot of things we need to talk about. When you are talking, I was thinking about, I'll be glad to do a free AI. I'm putting my husband going to say free AI training now that you're big into for university students, because that's a big thing here on this end of the world. Okay. All right. Yeah. Lorena, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you always looking pretty. This woman knows how to do herself. She knows how to look pretty and pretty with a lot of sense and brain behind her. So it's not just all pretty. All right. So I'll talk to you later and see you again. Okay.
Phone talk, right?
Yes. I'll see you tonight.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
All right. So this is how we come to the end of Doc. Are you still us, Doc? Okay. This is how we come to the end of Spoon Talk Business, but we leave with this video. The Spoon Talk Business returns.
In Liberia, thousands of students are eager to learn, grow, and connect with the world. Yet access to reliable internet remains a major barrier. The SchoolNet program by Signal Technology is changing that. Through a powerful blend of fiber and satellite internet, mesh Wi-Fi, and cloud-managed infrastructure, we are delivering affordable, high-speed connectivity to campuses across the country, ensuring no Liberian student is left offline. From Rick's Institute to Nima University, Phoebe College of Health Sciences, and now the University of Liberia College of Engineering Fender campus, Signal Technologies SchoolNet is ensuring a new era of digital learning. Students can now research, attend virtual classes, collaborate globally, and unlock opportunity once out of reach. This is more than just internet access. It is a movement to bridge Liberia's digital divide, empower education, and connect the next generation of leaders. SchoolNet is here. The future is digital, and it starts